Is it possible to be someone who believes in God and yet is not saved? Well, the answer is yes. And we meet a fellow like this in Acts chapter 10. His name is Cornelius. It says, there was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band, a devout man, and one that feared God with all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to God always. Now, that's quite a description. It says he fears God, prays to God all the time, and that he gives alms to the Jewish people. That's incredible. Very few Roman centurions that would be like this man, I'm sure. And yet, he has a vision. An angel tells him, you need to call for Peter. And he tells him where he is. So Cornelius sends some men to Peter. At the same time, God's getting Peter ready, because Peter's not going to want to go in Cornelius' house, because Cornelius is a Gentile, and Peter is going to see him as being unclean. So God has to instruct him, and he gives Peter this vision of a sheep being let down full of all these animals. He says, rise, Peter, kill and eat. Peter says, I can't eat that stuff, Lord. I've never eaten anything that's unclean. And God tells him, he says, what God hath cleansed, that call not thou common. And so he's teaching Peter, he's getting Peter ready. These men are coming, you need to go with them, and you need to take the message of Jesus to this Gentile household. Well, Cornelius tells the story, and he says, immediately, therefore, I sent to thee, after thee saw the vision. And thou hast done well that thou art come. Now, therefore, are we all here present before God to hear all things that are commanded thee of God. The angel told me to call for Peter. Now Peter has come, and so Cornelius says, we're all here. Tell us what God has for us. And so we've got an extremely receptive and open person. And in Acts chapter 11, after Peter tells the story, he says, and he showed us how he had seen an angel in his house, which stood and said unto him, send men to Joppa and call for Simon, whose surname is Peter, who shall tell thee words, whereby thou and all thy house shall be saved. You see, you can't just believe in God and be right with God. You've got to believe in Jesus. You've got to hear the gospel message. And that gospel message is conveyed by words. He says there that the angel told him that when Peter comes, he's gonna tell thee words by which thou may be saved. You know, there's two parts to this that's really important. First of all, Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. Simply believing in God, even being devout and prayerful in your belief of God, is not enough if you are not coming to God through faith in Jesus Christ. He's the only way. But the other part of this is the fact that if you are a believer, it is very important that you tell words to your friends and family, to the people that you meet. It's through the words that we tell, through the message of the gospel. That's how someone can be saved. Romans 1:16 says, I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth, to the Jew first, and also to the Greek. Well, Cornelius, he's that Greek. He's a God-fearer, but he's not saved. He's not been made right until Peter comes and shares the gospel message of Jesus with him. When he does, Cornelius and all of his house, it says, believed, and they received the Holy Spirit, and it happens in a very visible way in their life, and Peter's he's just amazed because he's having a hard time believing that the Gentiles can be saved, and so God just shows it very vividly. And I want to encourage you, share that good news of Jesus, because that is the power that God uses to save people. Use words. God bless you. Have a great day.